Hello and welcome to another episode of Film Spill, a movie night podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea. Film Spill, if you already don't know, is a podcast that comes out every week, and we talk about a movie by a female filmmaker every episode. We also discuss women in the entertainment industry in general. We play slumber party type games, spill entertainment gossip, and get to know each other and our guest. This week, we have a very special guest, Lana James, who is a screenwriter. Lana, would you like to introduce yourself? And also, Lana's been here before, so this is like, you're a veteran now.
I am. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. My name's Alana. I also go by Lana. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, but I've been in New York City for about 5 years now, and I'm finishing up my degree at NYU, and I've just been making some films on the side and collaborating with some cool people.
Yeah, you want to tell people about what you're working on currently?
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you were gonna bring it up.
No, I'm
I've
not going to advertise it.
I've been doing a little animation short where Chelsea is the assistant director and also helping out with producing. So I'm really grateful to have you on the team as well. And it's basically animation about these exes who meet at a coffee shop before they separate indefinitely, and they partake in their old habit of people watching before they leave, and they just kind of project their wants and feelings for each other onto these strangers.
And what inspired you to want to create this story, especially that it's an animated short?
Okay, well, there's a little bit of tea behind what inspired me, but I'm just gonna say, I'm just
Oh,
gonna
spill the
say,
tea, spill the tea.
I'm just gonna say, I was in a situation where I could tell something was about to end, and I was just really grateful for the memories we had, regardless of the ending. And so I just wanted to make something that really reflected that idea of just like, even though something's about to end, you still had good memories together. And I've just always loved animation. Um, the reason I particularly made this script in animation is just I wrote it kind of theatrically, I realized. And so, like, for making it a film, I thought the best direction would be an animation because I felt like the directions inside the script fit that a little bit better.
Yeah, and it's definitely emerged into something bigger than what we anticipated from the get-go. Like when I read the script from the very beginning, I'm like, okay, let me understand the story and let me understand the background, because it's very interesting how you are playing out this story between these two characters, right? And how their love is interpreted is like completely different than when we normally see. And then on top of that, you're doing it animated, where
Yeah.
you're not getting that emotion. So your dialogue really has to make sense with what's going on, right? And so the audience can interpret what's the purpose and why are these two characters, like what are they actually saying, like behind blurred lines, like what's the message underneath what they're talking about, right? And what they're
Yeah.
communicating about. So it's really interesting. I'm excited for it to be like finally done so we can see the final product, because right now we're getting like it's in pieces of it.
Mhm.
So definitely go check us out on Instagram at
Mhm.
Catching Up Animation. So
Mhm.
you're in on the scoop. But honestly, we do give you guys a lot of insight into what the storyboards are looking like who
Yeah, the
is
creative
behind,
process.
yeah, like who's behind each creative role, why they're doing what they're doing on their behalf, like how they feel for the story and all of that good stuff. So honestly, we have a great team of people. We've all come together to make this happen. So truly, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes, yes. So, and it does take a while because it is animated. So,
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
personally, we met each other during an animated internship, which I didn't even expect that I would even end up doing an animated internship, because I thought I was done. I'm like, you know what?
Mhm.
I don't need another internship. Like looking back, I should have done a lot more, but I
Mhm.
stuck to like one company,
Mhm.
believing that like I was gonna get a role there and it was gonna be all great and I didn't have to dedicate my time anywhere else.
Yeah.
But luckily, the pandemic happened. And so I was able to do Baboon. But Baboon, I mean, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
So
Get up
I
next.
know, let's not get into the tea on that. But it's great because, like, I've always had a piece of my heart when it comes to animation. Like, I love animation. I love it still today and what it can do to people. So like my favorite animation this year, hands down, has to be Turning Red. Like I love that movie so much.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. Like and like reactions and media and stuff like that.
You haven't watched it yet?
I haven't. No, I haven't. Because like I don't go to the movies really. And is it on Disney Plus?
Yeah, it's on Disney
It
Plus.
is
I
on
don't
Disney
even think
Plus?
it went out. It didn't get to be in the theaters.
Oh,
They like
well,
jacked stuff up. Yeah.
I just was out of the loop then, yeah. But I've heard
You
good things
gotta
about
go.
it. Like I know like the spoiler basically. Like I know what it's kind of about because I just on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, well, spoiler alert, she like turns into a panda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Realize.
just throw that out there. Sorry, not sorry. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But it's a fun movie. I didn't expect it to be the way it was. Like I thought, a lot of animations, like especially for kids, aim to be a little cheesy. But
Mhm.
like some are actually the comedy is really good behind them. Like Frozen. I don't know if you saw that right now, that Olaf thing is trending or was trending on Instagram. I don't know
Mhm.
if you watch Instagram Reels, but like I'll be scrolling because I have to like see what's trending.
Mhm.
And one is like of Olaf where he's like Elsa or not Elsa, like Samantha. He's like, I
Mhm.
don't even know a Samantha or something like that. I don't even know it.
Oh, I think I've seen it in like passing. Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
Frozen?
Yeah, no, like the line of it, like that
Oh,
part of
no, I
it.
don't remember the line, but I remember the image of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
you have seen Frozen.
I have. Yeah, I haven't seen the
Mm.
second one, but I did see the first one.
Damn, Lana, you gotta get back on Disney Plus. It's
I
on Disney Plus.
Well, the last like big animation I saw was Soul from Disney, and I love that. I thought that was really great. I was like anticipating that. I was following that film like until it came out. I think I watched it on the premiere actually.
It's really good. Yeah, I really like that movie. That movie came out during quarantine.
Yeah, I was like 2020, 2021, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God. It feels like it was just yesterday. Like it really doesn't feel like 2020 was even a year. Like it just
Yeah.
I just see 2020 as like a date, but like that it didn't
But it didn't
actually
happen.
happen.
It's just a
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah, like for real. I'm like, what even happened in 2020?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Definitely a fog.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm glad that we got out of it. Even though there's like new variants coming out like every freaking day. They're like, new variant, new variant. I'm like, you know what? Let me smack these variants. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. All right. Well, today we're actually going to be talking about Julia Ducournau's coming of age horror drama, Raw 2016. But first, we are going to play our slumber party type game.
Yeah.
Now, I was like in between as to like what slumber party type game we should play. So I was
Mhm.
thinking because the Oscars are not the Oscars, the Grammys are today.
Please. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, should we guess to see like who's gonna win like Grammys tonight and see if like our predictions are correct?
Mhm.
Or do we do Oscars? So I was gonna leave it to you which one you're feeling out. Are you feeling out for like the Oscars or the Grammys?
Um, Grammys is the music one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like I know more musicians than actors and directors and stuff, if I'm being real. So I'll go with the Grammys.
The Grammys. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I don't either. Well, I do and I don't. Like some movies I haven't even a lot of movies actually that are nominated I have not seen or even
Hmm.
heard of. I'm like, damn, am I like slacking? Like, should I know these films? Should I be like more like should I have more of a variety of filmmakers that I follow? But
Hmm.
it's a whole bunch of information that I just can't keep.
I have like a similar problem where like I feel like I need to watch more TV and more film because I mainly watch like video games on YouTube and Twitch or like true crime documentaries and stuff like that. And so I feel like I do need to
Yeah.
get more like updated with like actual stuff that pertains to what I want to do for a career.
Yeah, it's a lot of learning. Like I'm like right now looking into like Sundance stuff and I'm like it's things that you have to keep up with, like check on every once in a while, see what's brewing, like what's going on. Sometimes I'll take months off where I'm not following up with like what's going on and
Mhm.
I'll be completely lost. I'm like, what? Like, am I missing out? Like I always feel like I'm like missing out in like one area or the other. I want to try to go to the Lincoln Center more and watch films. I actually am including that in the show notes for this episode. I really wanted to, like, this is a great conversation because I feel like I need to get more into my film knowledge and more into how people direct certain things and to, like, I guess, better me as a director and see things differently when I'm like trying to depict stories. So there are there's like 4 female filmmakers that are coming out with films soon at the Lincoln Center. If you're interested in seeing any screenings of them, yeah, go definitely check that out.
Yeah, for sure. And I totally agree. Like, since I've been like doing a few short films with people and everything like that, especially since I've been getting more into directing, like I basically only knew the writing aspect of things because of what I go to school for. And so like when it comes to directing and stuff, I do realize I need to kind of see what other people are doing so I can get like inspiration and see like the way they can depict stories and how like they're going about things so I can try and like find my own way as well. Yeah.
And how have you been feeling in your director role?
I like it. And I feel like I'm a good director too. Like I feel like I'm a good like I feel like I'm respectful to everyone. And I feel like I'm really trying to get everyone to be like it's not just my project, it's all of our project. That's like a big thing I try to stay true to when I'm directing. Like I want everyone to add like their little like their pieces of what they want to offer to the project, whether they're the actors or voice actors in the animation or like the composers. Shout out to Tim, like whatever it is. Like I just want everyone to really implement their artistry to make it our project, not just mine anymore.
Yeah, because it does take a lot of different elements, a lot of different people in different departments to make it, your vision come true and to make them feel like they matter
Yeah.
in their creative aspects as well and their creative say and how they see things is like very important. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I've noticed that the whole time of us working together. So, definitely true. She's not lying.
Thank you.
She's playing no games, but I definitely think that the director role really fits you.
Thank you.
These are the nominees. Okay. And we're
Okay.
going to go down the list of these Grammy nominees and see who we think is going to win tonight. And then when I fix up this episode, right, and put up the notes, I'll see who gets what.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Now let me know when you're on.
I'm on right now.
Okay. We have the record of the year. Do you see anyone in this category that you think would win? You can go down the list if you like.
I'm trying to see because like immediately I just want to say Beyonce because she's Beyonce, but Kendrick also came out with something and that was like a big deal. And Doja's stuff was just playing all year long though.
It
Um,
was. She
yeah.
killed it this year.
So I'm just
So did Lizzo.
oh, so did Lizzo, yeah. I'm gonna say record of the year. I'm gonna say Doja. Yeah, just because like her songs, all of her songs were on repeat, like so many of them. I only heard like a few Beyonce songs on repeat.
I'm telling everybody. That's all I would know of really that song.
There's one song, Alien Superstar. That's my favorite off the album. I play that all the time.
Really? See, I don't really play Beyonce. Like, I love Beyonce, but I'm not like that person that needs to listen to Beyonce all the time.
Yeah, I feel you.
I love Adele. Like, I
Mhm.
love all Adele music and I can listen to her music on repeat. So,
Mhm.
but About Damn Time is really good by Lizzo. Like, in a minute, I'm gonna need a sentimental
Minute,
minute.
minute.
Like, it's so good. And Harry Styles is good, but it doesn't hit me like About Damn Time and Easy on Me. Oh no. You know what? I think Lizzo's gonna take this one.
Okay. Okay. We'll
Okay.
see. We'll see.
We'll see who wins. All right, number 2, album of the year.
I feel like that might be Renaissance.
Renaissance. Yeah.
Yeah. That was like really anticipated.
Or or Bad Bunny. Un Vero
Hmm.
Sin Ti by Bad Bunny.
Hmm.
Killed it this year. That album has a lot of good songs.
Hmm.
But Coldplay too killed it. But Lizzo too.
I didn't know Coldplay was still making music.
Yeah.
I saw a YouTube video uploaded recently, but I didn't know like they had a whole album come out recently though.
Yeah, I was gonna go see them in concert. I was so upset because I was seeing people come out with reels and it was like a trend where something something going to a Coldplay concert and like showing images of it and how epic it was. I'm like, damn, like
Mm.
that would have been a lit concert. That's what I love about concerts is just like the
Mm.
feeling you get when you go.
Mm.
Um, it's just like on a whole different level. That's why I was like debating, like I really want to go to a golf ball this year so I can go see Lizzo. I've seen Lizzo
Mm.
a few times now, live, and she's so good. But I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna be at. Like
Yeah.
I don't,
I've never
you
been to a
know,
music festival. I really want to go to one. Like I've never been to a festival before.
you should, especially here. They're
Yeah, I
amazing.
know. I
Mm-hmm.
know.
They're really lit. I love it. I love football. That's I used to go to Izu, but the lineup hasn't been good, so I haven't gone. Like the last time, Casey and I just sat the whole time. You know what? That was boring. But I mean, we were lucky that we got seats because then you do get tired from standing the whole
Yeah.
time. And the lines get packed for like drinks, so you don't even want to get alcohol at a certain point just because of how packed everything is and how
I can't even
expensive it
imagine
is.
trying to find a bathroom too. Like that seems like a horrible situation.
Porta potties, and then they run out. Like they won't restock at
Oh,
festivals. So soap and stuff like to clean your hands, they'll run out. And
really?
water too to clean your hands.
They run out of
Mm-hmm.
water? Oh, I guess
Yeah.
it's a porta potty. Okay, but
Yeah, because it's a porta
man.
potty. Mm-hmm. So I've noticed that because I've usually gone all 3 days, and by Sunday there's fucking nothing, and
Wow.
everything's gross. Like even by Friday night, shit's gross.
Yeah, sounds like a health code violation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Bad Bunny will win that album of the year. And then you said Beyonce.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to text you while this is happening. All right. Song of the year.
Hmm. Man, okay. This is a little bit longer of a list. Um, the ABCDEFU song was everywhere, like everywhere all the time.
How does it
Uh,
go again?
ABCDEFU and the da 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 da
Oh,
da.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
About them time. All too well. Oh, Taylor Swift is on here actually. Taylor Swift was a big deal this year or last year.
She was. She still is.
Yeah.
I feel like she's going to win. I just always think that when it comes to like Taylor Swift, they always vote for Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Taylor Swift. Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. But Bad Habit, that one's good too. I like Bad Habit. But I thought that Ed Sheeran wrote it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is Ed Sheeran. He usually writes all of his songs. I'm surprised he's not on here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. Interesting. Hopefully it's the same one that we're thinking of.
Oh, I
Um,
love the next one. Best new artist.
Best new artist.
One of my favorite bands is on here.
Who?
Måneskin. That was the last concert I went to, actually.
Really? I haven't even listened to anything.
Yeah, they're an Italian band. They won a Eurovision a couple years back, and then they got kind of popular or like pretty popular in the US and like globally and everything. My favorite song from them is like Coraline/Coraline, and it's just an amazing song. I play it whenever I'm in my feels. I love it.
I
But
know,
I don't
right?
like
You always have that band that or like people that you listen to when you're in your fields.
yeah, them, yeah. But I feel like they might not win Best New Artist because they were like new the year before, I feel. Lotto? How new is Lotto?
Semi
Hmm.
new, but I don't think he was like new.
Yeah. Hmm.
I
I'm gonna
don't
go
really
with
know anyone.
yeah, I only know Måneskin and Lotto, so I'm like it's between that. Or actually Mooney Long? Maybe I might have seen that name before. But I'm gonna go with Lotto because she was on Megan's new album. So yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, I'll go with Lotto too. All right, number 5. Best pop solo performance.
Performance. Oh, I'm surprised Glorilla and Cardi B aren't on here because I remember they had like a solo performance.
Hmm.
Mm, I'm gonna say either Doja or Harry because Doja's a performer. Like she be dancing and stuff when she's on stage.
That's
Uh,
true.
or Lizzo's on here too though. She's a performer as well.
Either Doja or Lizzo.
Yeah, they're big
Hmm.
like performance people.
Yeah. Okay. Number 6, best pop duo group performance.
I'm gonna go with Unholy because that song was everywhere. It was on TikTok, on the radio. It was everywhere.
Yeah, Unholy. Because I love Sam Smith. But I also like Bam Bam by Camila Cabello.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll go with Unholy too. Best pop vocal album. 30 by Adele.
Yeah. Or maybe Harry's fans, they be going crazy. And so like maybe Harry Styles.
It's true.
But I love Adele too though. I love it. Oh my God, I listen to it whenever I take a shower, as if I can sing.
I know, but we be pretending like we can belt like her.
Yeah.
Dance and electric music. Oh, okay. Best dance slash electric recording. Oh, I'm good. I like that song. The one with BB
Mhm.
Rexa and David Guetta. And when they did that remix to I'm Blue.
Yeah, I heard it this morning actually, or I hear it when I pay like Spotify and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
they really advertised the shit out of that song.
yeah, best dance. I might go with that too, actually. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
All right. This is hard though. There's a lot of good people in this category.
yeah.
Best dance slash electric music album.
I'm gonna go with Renaissance by Beyonce. Uh, just because I feel like she's Beyonce. Like every time I choose Beyonce, it's just because she's Beyonce. I feel like she's just Beyonce. She's gonna win for being her.
I know, me too. I believe the same shit. Like honestly, she's probably gonna win that category for sure.
Yeah.
Best metal performance.
Okay. I used to listen to metal, but I don't listen to it anymore.
And I went
But
through my emo phase.
I remember Muse though, so I'll go with Muse.
Me too. I was gonna say Muse.
Yeah.
Best rock song.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say Red Hot Chili Peppers because you can't go wrong.
I'll go with that too. Like if Måneskin was on here, I would have chosen them, but they're not. So I'll go with what you said as well.
I feel bad because Ozzy Osbourne has been on here multiple times and I haven't voted for him. I love you too, Ozzy.
Love you, Ozzy.
Best rock album. Okay,
Mm,
he's back. I'll vote for Ozzy this time.
what if I voted for Machine Gun Kelly? Could you imagine?
Oh
I'm
my
gonna go
God. And he win?
with um I would go with
Best R&B performance.
performance. I'm gonna go with Jasmine Sullivan. She's been going off this past year. And Beyonce hasn't really performed anywhere, has she?
Dubai.
Dubai. I'm gonna go with Jasmine Sullivan. She went off this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. She's good. She's good. Best traditional R&B performance.
Traditional. I'll go with Good Morning Gorgeous by Mary J. Blige because I actually love that song. I also love the remix with her on the track. Um, but also it's Mary J. Blige, like traditional R&B. I just think of her.
Yeah, I'll say that too.
Yeah.
Because I haven't voted for her for anything. Best R&B song.
Okay, well, we got Cuff It, Good Morning Gorgeous, Hours and Hours. Well, if we're going based off what I personally like the most, I'm going with oh, actually Jasmine Sullivan's on here again. I'm gonna go with Hurt Me So Good. Yeah.
It's a good song.
Yeah. If not her though, I would have gone with Hours and Hours. That's a good song too.
I'll go with Jasmine Sullivan. Best progressive R&B album. There's a lot of different like little things.
Uh, progressive R&B album. I don't know any of these people, so I'm gonna go based off the names. And progressive, what sounds progressive? Operation Funk? Drones, that sounds progressive. I'll go with Drones by Terrence Martin.
Drones. I'll go with Operation Funk.
Yeah.
Best R&B album.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna go with maybe Lucky Day because I've been hearing more about them lately.
Lucky Day? Okay. Yeah, I'll go with Lucky Day too because I have no idea. Rap performance. Okay, so they have a lot, so we don't have to do all of them because we're running out of time. But we'll do a few more. So we'll do best rap performance.
Vegas. I actually know that rap because I learned it because I just heard it so much. Um, Glorilla's on here. Is this performance? Okay, so I think it's gonna be probably Glorilla or Kendrick. Um, I'll go with FNF. Yeah, that was popping last year.
I'll do the hard part by Kendrick because Kendrick's really good. Best rap album, and then that's
Okay.
it.
Okay. I'll go Kendrick. Or there's Pusha T on here, but I'm gonna go Kendrick.
I'll go Kendrick too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, as I stated before, we're going to be talking about Raw. Raw is available to watch on Netflix, Prime Video, Google Play, and Redbox. This discussion will contain spoilers for the film, so if you haven't already seen it, go watch and come back afterwards to hear our thoughts. So, you want to give our audience a little synopsis about what the film is about?
Yeah, so it's a coming of age horror film directed by Julia Ducournau.
Yeah, it's said with like a French accent. So like I always sound like silly when I say it. I'm like one of those people who are trying to say croissant with an accent, like
Yeah.
croissant.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I just say it like the English way, I guess.
Okay. By Julia Ducournau. When a lifelong vegetarian, Justine begins her first semester at the same veterinary school as her sister, Alexia, she is forced to eat raw rabbit kidneys by her fellow classmates and begins to develop cravings for flesh, human flesh. Justine finds herself unable to resist her newfound hunger and begins to eat human meat.
So when did you first watch this film?
I think I first watched it when I was 16 or 17, so when it first came out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you were younger than me. Yeah, if you were 16, you're like 2 years younger than me.
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
But like actually?
Yeah, I'm turning 23 this year.
Oh my God.
You didn't know I was younger than you?
No, not by that much.
But yeah, I was just 2 years, but yeah, yeah.
I mean, I feel fucking old. I'm like, damn, like a freaking granny over here. So that's interesting. I actually first watched this film. I know we were going to talk about this last time that you came on, but because of personal preferences, we didn't end up watching the film. And out of like respectful purposes, whatever the case may be, not getting into too many details, but so I never heard of the film before until that conversation was brought up. And I heard about the synopsis and what the film was about. And there was some controversy between like, okay, am I going to be able to watch this film? Like people just made it seem like it was an intense film, which no doubt about it, it is an intense film, but it's watchable. It's not like, oh my God, I can't watch this type thing.
Yeah. And it's a
Oh, yeah.
great film too, or at least I'd say it's a great film. Like the way it looks, the way it's written, the acting is amazing. Like I became a fan of the actress who plays Justine after this. I just think it's a good film.
Yeah, she does a really good job. And she's known Julia for like 12 years. Well, since she was 12 years old. So they've had this building relationship and they still do. She still stars in like all of her films.
Oh,
Which
that's
is pretty
cool.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I watched Titan. Did you get to watch Titan?
I didn't know.
So similar vibes, right? Where you don't really know what's going on, but it's like taking you along for the ride and you figure it out bits by pieces. Because so I read that she doesn't like to explain things. She doesn't like to explain her movies. She thinks it's boring. She likes you to like see things, I guess, in like a different way and kind of just like she watches back her films and if she's not entertained then something's off. It's like she wants herself to be entertained as well. Kind of like expect the unexpected. But I think that's what happens at the end of Raw is
Yeah.
that you're not expecting that last ending to happen the way that it does.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely get into that a little bit more before like spoiling the ending. Like, let's just tell you what happens at the end. But Julia Ducournau, that was her debut film, was Raw.
Mhm.
And looking back as like a filmmaker ourselves, are there elements of the film that you yourself as a director wouldn't have taken that approach because maybe like second guessing or not feeling like you would be able to accomplish that shot?
There were certain times, like I love the music, but there's one scene in particular where like the music that comes on, the really intense music when she's like going through her like hunger and everything like that. Like it came in for a split second and then it like disappeared because she was at a party and then you heard the party music. I would have just kept that music going because she was still like in that mood and that mind state. I think it could have complemented the film a little bit more than just the party music in the background.
It's when someone's like recording her and it's like she looks like she's about to pounce. And
Yeah,
she's, yeah,
you see people look in each other's eyes and stuff.
her
Yeah.
eyes are really intense.
Oh yeah, but in the party there was like these people were like making out or whatever, and then one of them starts licking the other's eyeball.
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
was the part.
Yeah.
That's when my fiance was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I
She's like, "What
remember
are
that
we
trend too.
watching?"
I remember when that trend was a big thing.
That was a trend.
Yeah, like it was all, I mean, I didn't do it, but like I heard about people doing it online. Yeah, it was a trend. Yeah.
That's so disturbing. Like that would hurt my eye.
Yeah. Yeah, there are problems that arose from that for sure.
Yeah, definitely some like pink eye and some like, ew, no.
Yeah.
We were talking about this at work, like how because we were talking about like findom, and then that's like a thing for like foot fetish,
Mm,
and just like the depth that people go to for their fetishes, like what they like. They're like, talk dirty to me, or
yeah.
like make sure your feet look dirty. It's just like I don't know. There's just some things I wouldn't do, and licking someone's eyeball is one of them that I would not. I
Yeah.
refuse to do, even if you
Yeah.
pay me. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. It's not worth the money.
It's not worth the money now. If you're thinking like $1 million, which I know no one's gonna pay me $1 million to lick someone's eyeball, but approach me with $1 million, say
Mm.
less. What else do you need me to do? Another eyeball? Bring
Both of them? Yeah, I got you.
it. Let's get into some information about Julia Ducournau, who she's all about. She's a French film director and screenwriter. She did direct and write Raw and does for her other films. She says she refuses to not direct her written stuff, which makes sense. I feel like as a director, I can take someone else's script and, direct it, but there's a different relationship when you're the screenwriter and you have a certain vision for your film. Is that
Mhm.
something that you've noticed?
Yeah, I mean, something I've just realized in general is like whatever I imagine as a writer is not what it's going to be when it's filmed. And so, definitely when you actually direct, I would like have to take like a different direction with my vision. And yeah, I mean, if it's something that I'm really attached to, I would prefer to direct it still. But to an extent, I would also be open to letting other people like see what their vision is too, like what it could add to my script, I guess.
Mm-hmm. If I wrote more, for sure, but I don't even write enough to like, direct my own stuff. But to come, it's gonna come. I wrote my script. I finished it.
Yeah,
Now I just need to like edit it, do some things before I actually like go out and film it. But it's gonna be my next step, little by little.
yeah,
But something like I feel like I couldn't do, like in her shoes, was incorporate a lot of things that you need a lot of extra hands for, like the car accident, the being in a veterinary school with like there's a scene where she's literally Alexa or Lexia.
mhm.
She's putting her whole hand in a
And I'm,
cow's
yeah, I know.
asshole.
And she's acting all chill too. I'm like, girl.
I know that shit stinks.
Yeah,
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 like that's like an intense moment. There was like a lot of intensity. The red paint, like I'm just thinking about cleanup and like that you could only do that in one take. A lot of things. Like she did a lot of sequence or she did a sequence shot for the party scene. So that particular scene was, or even no, in the beginning when they're having that party, that was a sequence shot. So she says she directed every part. So every part that you see in the setting of the party was choreographed, where she has to
mhm.
tell them, when the camera comes here, I need you to do this. Like
Yeah,
when this happens, I need you to do that.
yeah.
So they did that in like 2 takes. They could only do like 10 takes in total out of the day because she said it took 4 hours to just even choreograph that and to
Oh,
put everyone in their place. She was like directing like 30 plus people.
Yeah, it was a
on
lot of
set.
I was thinking about that when I was watching it. Yeah.
Like that's a lot that goes into it. And she says she's really dedicated to her takes and what she wants. So she doesn't accept no. Like like if someone were to tell her, "Oh, we can't do this," or like, "Oh, can you slim down on your like visualization for the film?" She wouldn't agree. She would just, and I think that's why her films are the way that they are. Like there's a lot of intensity. And then I'm also thinking, how does she fundraise for all of this? Is
Yeah.
it cheaper in France to film? Like, give us the insight, because I'll go to France.
Yeah, and like for real, like the special effects, I guess, like with the animals and everything like that. Like I know that cost a lot of money because it looked really real, and so it definitely cost probably a pretty penny.
Yeah, and the special effects too, when she's like eating flesh, or like when she's like sleeping with her roommate and it's unraveled, or like the she takes the sheet off and you see that his leg was like eaten. Like that's another special effect. That's like a whole nother setup ball game. You know what I mean? There's a lot that went into every little thing of this film. And not enough people realize that when you're not budgeting or creating your own films, because you
Yeah.
don't know what goes into it. You don't know, like every little thing needs either a permit, you need license, you need, like if you have fire involved, like you need to have the fire department, like all of that stuff goes into effect. So that to me is like a headache.
Yeah.
Too much for me to do personally. I like
Mm.
the simplicity of filmmaking and
Yeah.
doing things on a budget.
Yeah, for sure.
But that could be my indie mindset, that I just like don't want to spend that much money on things that don't need to be spent on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So recently at the 2021 Cannes Film Festival, she won the Palme d'Or for her film Titane, which made her the second female director to ever win the award, as well as the first to win the award without a co-director.
Wow.
I know, right? And she's young. She's 39 years old. She was born in Paris, France. She does have like a heavy French accent when she speaks. And I'm just like, oh, Emily in Paris? Like, like
Bonjour, oui.
I know. Like I'm feeling it. I've been really feeling like Paris is calling my name. I just need to go visit.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go to like Paris and Italy too.
Yeah. One day I'll travel. I was looking into some things. If like you're thinking about traveling, I'll definitely let you know after this. Some things that I've been looking into to see if I can travel. Like, but
Yeah.
I'll keep you in the loop.
Yeah, for sure. I got a job now, bro. I'm down.
I know, right? You can travel. You do remote stuff. Might as
Yeah.
well. She studied screenwriting at a film school in France that's like called Les Femis. I could be saying it wrong, or maybe I sound French. Les Femis. Her film Titane is available to watch on Hulu. So if you're interested in viewing that, taking a watch, and you have a Hulu subscription, I highly recommend. I actually do. So I ended up watching it right away after I rewatched Raw yesterday, because I wanted to see, like, I feel like that's the best way to do it, is to like look for comparisons when we watch someone's films back to back.
Yeah.
She's also a writer director for that film. She has quoted that when she was in film school, she started directing small shorts. When I write, I write very precisely. I write about light, and I write about the costumes. I write about the song that you would have to hear at the moment. I write about everything. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
She received Best Director nomination at the 75th British Academy Film Awards. Her style as a writer-director has been described as gothic horror heroism. Films known for graphic body horror involving flesh. That's for sure. Like the part where the sister's finger gets cut off and she
Mhm.
starts eating it. Every
Mhm.
time I watch that part, I cannot do it.
Yeah, and the music is so good with that too, because like it goes from like the like I think it was like the guitar strings, it's like fairly light music, and then like it's still like that throughout the part where she like licks the blood and then like sucks on the finger and stuff. But then like when she realizes what she just did, it was just like it's like cheese, like it's so good. Like it was really
Mhm.
implemented well.
I'm like thinking about it now. Like when it does start dripping, she's like saying she's
Yeah.
ah. Oh my god, yeah. So, definitely a warning to those who haven't seen Raw. It's very graphic when it comes to body horror. And I keep having to remind myself when I watch it, it's fake. It's fake. It's
Yeah.
probably chicken. You know?
The one scene where she's like throwing up the hair, that's the one that got to me the most. Because like I know that feeling when you have like hair stuck in your mouth and you pull it out, you can feel it. Like, oh my God. And there was so much hair. I was like, how is she not bald? Like she had all this hair coming out of her mouth. Like it was so much hair.
I know. I'm like, is that even realistic at that point? That it was so
Yeah.
much hair?
Because like she was just chewing on it a little bit, and the next scene she was like pulling out ropes of it. I was like, man.
Did you realize when you're watching it too that like some things seem to be paranormal? Like when the sheet comes out off from like the cow and one of
Yeah.
the takes, and also like when she was recorded and that video starts going around and
Mm.
she's like trying to eat the guy who's like dead or something like
Yeah.
that from like the morgue. It was like these little things that like she looked like for a second like she was an animal.
Yeah, like she looked really like almost like a zombie. Like at that part with the morgue and everything, she looked really like zombie-ish. But like another like kind of paranormal-ish type thing was like when she was like on the bed and like she had the covers over her, and then like all those hands or whatever started like beating at her and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So and then you start thinking like, okay, what's happening here? Is she
Yeah.
actually being possessed? Is that what's making her eat human flesh? But then you also realize at the ending, no.
Yeah.
Is it genetics?
Yeah, it's genetics.
Plot twist. She credits her fascination with body horror to her parents, who are both doctors, and the way they talk to her about bodies and death, which, definitely helps playing a factor into what she depicts in her films.
Yeah.
It says multiple people fainted and were taken to the hospital at the premiere of Raw 2016 at the 2016 Toronto International Film Festival. Ducournau was surprised after hearing of the medical emergencies and maintains that her film was not meant to reflect the natural humanity, not just disgust the audience. In response to a question about being called a feminist making female films, she explained that no one accuses Martin Scorsese of making movies for men by men. She says in her film she doesn't like to explain anything. She likes for the audience to connect the dots while they're watching her films. She brought up the fact that when you're portraying cannibalism in film, they're portrayed as they.
Mm-hmm.
And like they as in they don't have a gender. Like
Mm-hmm.
but they don't talk about gender neutrality, like non-binary. They that's not a mention and that's not a talk, but they're assumed to be they. So she takes that depiction to, having a female protagonist be a cannibal. I'm like, that's not something we see. We don't see female cannibals being depicted in film. And then it's not just her, but we're also seeing her sister. We're seeing the sister relationship
Yeah.
that's later connected in
Mm-hmm.
some sort of way with her family.
Yeah.
So there's that's the connecting the dots. It's like it's telling you a little bit of something. In the beginning, we realize that they're vegetarians, right? And we don't know the reasoning behind them being vegetarians. And her mom is freaking out about her almost eating a piece of meat. And for a reason now that when we connect the dots back to the beginning, it's like, okay, of course she didn't want her to eat the meat because when she eats the meat, then she's going to like eating meat and
Yeah.
she's going to keep exploring and it's only going to progress into what is later created of her and her urgencies of eating human flesh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a lot of like picking these moments and like understanding how they connect.
Or even like the car crash scene in the very beginning. I think it was the very first scene you see. And then you realize later that it's the sister that's been doing it because she like that's how she gets her food, her food, yeah.
Yeah, oh my God. That's another disturbing scene when she does it the second time to show her
Mhm.
how to do it. And she starts eating that guy's head. I'm like,
Yeah,
doesn't
I
that have
know.
like
He's
last?
like slurping and no. It's like
Mm-mm. That's rough.
yeah.
That is rough. I forgot the fact that she goes to jail.
Yeah, I forgot that too. I
Mhm.
completely forgot about that. Yeah. But I guess it makes sense because like with the car accidents and stuff, she could just do it and then like run away, I suppose. But with that, like he was a student at their school and she was there. And I guess people they were all standing outside. And so I guess they must have saw her walk out or something. I'm not sure exactly how she got caught. but it makes more sense that she would get caught.
Yeah. Well, I thought that like maybe they were gonna try to hide it because she's wiping away the evidence, like the blood and stuff. Like they get into the shower together. But then yeah, you see her at the jail, like,
Oh.
that scene. And then later she's like brought home, and then that's when she discovers that her mom eats human flesh as well. And that, I mean, that's something that like those family secrets that everyone tends to, like, you hear about these like, dark family secrets that like they don't tell you until it's too late
Yeah.
type thing. I mean, that's like a whole nother discussion where like people don't are adopted, don't know where they originally came from, but they think that like they find out that their dad or mom were like killers or whatever, and then that they could possibly carry that gene.
Mm.
Do you think that like human tendencies like that can be genetic?
I think it's a mix of like what you're exposed to as you're growing up. And I think like maybe genetics can make you like more susceptible to things, but I don't think it necessarily always has to trigger it. I think there's like a combination of like they say like nature and nurture, or so like I guess it's like nature versus nurture, but like they tend to say it's both, it's nature and nurture. Um yeah, because like personally, like me, like with like mental stuff, like I picked up OCD. Um, like we think I got it from my mom, but like my mom still had it, but I also witnessed her like having OCD, and so I think that definitely contributed to it. And so I think it's definitely both.
Interesting. I don't know if you noticed what the slogan for the movie poster was.
I didn't, and this is my first time seeing it.
Yeah, so the slogan is, "What are you hungry for?"
Mm,
And I'm like, that's perfect. That's like
yeah.
so basic but perfect, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, who was on board of creating that slogan? Like,
Yeah.
marketing on point. So Ducournau stated in an interview with The Guardian that she wanted to show that women are not the heavenly creatures that society believes them to be. She wanted to de-glamorize the female body. It had convinced multiple judges at the TIFF that actual animals were not harmed in the making of the film due to hyper-realistic effects. Which, yeah, like when the cow gets like put to sleep or some whatever, and then they have to stick the tube into it, you do feel like
Yeah.
these animals are getting harmed or something is happening.
Or even when like she like has to cut the dog, like it's like a dead dog, and like they're in class, just like cut it open. Like that dog looked real. Like I'm not gonna lie, it looked like a real dog.
With the guts coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of the people that she brought on for the technical elements, so for production design, cinematography, are people that she worked with before. Like the production designer Laurie Colson is also known for Titan. Costume designer Elise Idcoin, also known for The Giants 2011 and The Last in 2016. Cinematographer is Ruben Ipins, also known for Titan and The Beautiful Boy. The film features intense close-ups, uninterrupted shots, scores, and other body horror depictions. Yeah, there's a part in Titan where I don't know how they pulled it off. And now I'm thinking, was that a real nipple? So, okay. When I know, right? It's like a weird question. So this is what happens in the film real quick. I know I'm like steering away from Raw, but I want to know how she does this stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
in Titan, there's like kind of like a sex scene kind of trying to emerge. And we see a lot of sex scenes and we're like, wow, like they pulled it off. It looks really realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not that much like, I've seen licking of body parts, but there's respect to a certain extent. I guess it's all depends on the director and what they want, and the actor or actress and what they're comfortable with. But in the take, she's licking her like nipple, right? It's like it's supposed to be, I don't know if like girl on girl, I don't know what their pronouns are for Titan, like the protagonist,
Mm-hmm.
but she's licking her nipple and she starts getting really rough with the nipple. But you're
Mm-hmm.
seeing her lick the nipple, like she's like, devouring her nipple on screen. And then there's a part where she's like legit, when she's pulling at it, she pulls on it really hard. That finally gets that girl to be like, ow, like you're hurting me. But I'm like,
Oh.
damn, that hurts. And it looks like really elastic. I'm like, but does a nipple pull that long? Like, you know?
Oh. It was like a some type of prosthetic. Is that the word for it?
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So, like they do with like in Euphoria, like there's like nudity in that show, right? And they have like fake
Mhm.
penises or something like that.
Do they?
There's something like that. There's some show where like there's like fake penises used, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. See, I don't know how they pull this stuff up anymore. Like, I'm sometimes curious. Like, I know that a lot of things in film aren't real, and then we do things to mimic the, certain things that we want to seem realistic. But sometimes you're watching this as a viewer and you're really starting to question things like, is this like legit? Like, am I, but sometimes it legitimately is to make it look really real. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how to go about with it. Definitely have to watch it. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, it's on Hulu too, so I'll definitely watch that.
Yes. Oh, so we were talking about the score.
Mhm.
The music was done by Jim Williams, also known for Titan and The Possessor in 2020. The soundtrack and score are meant to complement the intense nature of the film without overshadowing the horrifying events on screen, which makes sense. It doesn't like over intensify things, but it does add and it complements it throughout those moments where they're like the intense, can't really watch, but you're still watching to see what's happening type
Yeah, it's like
moments.
what you were saying like earlier. She likes everything to be like I think you said concise or something like that. But like everything complements each other very well. Like the visuals, the editing, the dialogue, the writing, and the music. It all goes together really well.
Exactly. Is there any part that you would try to implement yourself as a director, like any shot in particular?
There was one scene where she was walking down the hallway. I think it's before she got to like the paint party, where it was like all red, and then as she walked, like the lights just came on as she was walking. It was just very haunting to me, and I really like that scene. Like it caught my attention. Yeah.
What really caught my attention was when she's dancing in front of the mirror
Hmm.
and how they switch from two points of views. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how they pull that off.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that, but I love that scene too. And I just think it like for me, it seemed like she was trying to kind of like transfer her lust for flesh into like a lust for like sex kind of. And that for me was like the first time it was like so clearly shown. Like she had like that really like that music that was talking about like sucking dick and all that kind of stuff or whatever. Like it was like hypersexual and she was like looking at herself and trying to kiss herself and stuff and like the way she engaged with the her friend, what's his name, Adrian, like the way she like starts to become more like sexual towards him and everything. It seemed like she was really trying to transfer that lust into like sex and everything, and so I love that scene.
Do you think it was an interesting choice to have him be gay but also have sex with her and start having this like intimate relationship with her?
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting because like he like after they had sex he was like I'm gay, like I didn't like stay hidden for 20 years just to have sex with girls. And but I like then why did you? I guess they were just both really horny. But like I was like okay, sure. Like I wasn't sure if he was like maybe bi at that point or if it was just pure sex. Which it might have been. That could definitely, add to the story if it was just pure sex because that's what it but it seemed like she kind of started to have feelings for him a little bit the way she was looking at him after that. But yeah, it was really interesting.
It kind of reminded me of like a Twilight moment. And it's so funny because you came on like last time we were talking about Twilight, but like when Edward can't have sex with Bella because the intensity of her blood or like him wanting that like the intensity of his hunger that he
Mhm.
feels for like human flesh. I felt like that was her.
Yeah,
And that intensity, like she was biting herself because it
yeah,
was so intense. And that sex was rough.
it
Like
was.
she was going at
Yeah.
it.
But
She was dominating.
I think it's also really interesting though because like in other cases she's like bitten other people. Like she was kissing that guy at the paint party and she bit him and everything like that. But I think it speaks to how like much she actually cares for him as a character because she didn't bite him, she bit herself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And also, when she discovers him being killed, she even says, because at first she thinks it was herself. She's
Mhm.
like, "You should have stopped me."
He
Like,
just hit me. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then obviously she realizes that it wasn't her, it was her sister. But damn,
Yeah.
damn, that's rough.
It was.
A lot of blood. There was a lot of blood in this movie.
Yeah. That poor dog. She blamed it on the dog. I'm still mad about that. So I was mad about
When
that
they
when I
killed the
first
dog.
watched. Yeah. I was pissed. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, you could have just admitted it.
We already knew at the end anyway. So the dog literally died for nothing.
I know. And the sister didn't care.
Yeah, she was laughing about it in the text. Yeah.
I know. So sad. So sad. But is there anything else that stood out to you when you were watching this film?
Oh, one thing is that the two sisters were really alike in a lot of ways. Like they were like at one point it's like kind of like them against each other, but like really alike. They're like two sides of the same coin. Like Alexia, but like people call her Alex, so I'm just call her Alex. Um, like she seems really like uninhibited and like really free and everything like that. But she still like tries to adhere to a lot of societal constructs. Like she tells Justine to shave and everything. And like when she's like just follow the hazing or whatever, so like he won't get outcast basically. Like she seems to be like this free spirit in a lot of ways, but then she's also bound to like these societal constructs. Meanwhile, Justine, she is more kind of like, traditional or whatever, and she like tends to follow rules and all of that, but then she also like she doesn't want to shave and all, and like she like has a side of her that's more rebellious as well. And like it just seemed like when they were fighting, like towards the end where they were like fighting each other and everything, it was like them against each other, but at the end like they carried each other back, and then they started healing each other in the room because they realized like everyone was afraid of them, and so like they were like the same. And it just really spoke to how like they really are like the same, like in the same situation, like they have each other because they're going through the same things despite their sisterly fights and stuff.
Yeah, that's really true. Oh, that reminds me, like when she bit into her face.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I would be mad too. Like a finger, okay, not my face. Not my
I
face.
know, right? Me too. I'm like, don't touch my fucking face. That you can't heal right. And then even her scar, like you could tell. I'm like, see, that's what happened.
Yeah,
If someone bites your face, like you're never the same.
yeah.
Oh, is there any scene that every time you watch makes you look away?
The hair scene, girl, because I know that feeling. Like that hit home. Like it's something relatable to an extent. Not like
Mm.
that, but like relatable to an extent. And it just makes me like cringe and like squirm. Like I hate that scene. Like I can deal with everything else because I know it's fake, but like that just felt too real to me.
I know it does. Yeah. And especially that it's like never ending. It's like this long piece of hair that you just want to like just like
It's like,
completely pull
yeah.
out. Oh my God. What scene is your favorite?
Either when she like eats her sister's finger just because I love the way it was constructed and everything. Or the mirror scene where she's dancing because I feel like that's a big you get like a really good look into how she is growing as a character. Like with the dress and everything, like the use of the dress throughout, like she didn't want to wear it at first, and like it didn't like she put like clothes under it or whatever, but then she goes to like wearing it every day, basically every party she wears it to class. Like it just really shows her character progression.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, girl, are you gonna ever wash that dress?
Yeah.
Now, is there any, I know this is like completely off topic, but is there any TV shows that you're currently binging?
The Last of Us. I love the video game The Last of Us. Oh well, I'm not binging that, I guess, because it's like it comes out every week. But I love The Last of Us. I'm gonna give a shout out. But besides that, I've been like binging Degrassi. I started rewatching that on like season 6, and there's like 19 seasons, so got a long way to go. But yeah.
You do have a long way to go. I was rewatching it for last year-ish.
Mhm.
When I had more days off of work because of all the holidays, they just all started piling it up. So I would just have it for like background noise and I would, sit down and like watch it. But it's good. Like it's still good to rewatch. Like it's
Yeah.
not that show that like you need to be a kid to watch.
Mhm.
That like some shows are, you're like, okay, there's a reason why I don't watch it as an adult anymore. But Degrassi is one of those that you can always go back just because of like the social issues that they talk about.
Yeah, it's relevant still. Like they addressed a lot of stuff that's relevant. Which set of cast was your favorite?
The beginning, like I love the OG cast.
The OG one?
Yeah, the OG when it started changing to like the siblings, like when Darcy came on and then
Mm,
Darcy's sister, and then Eli comes on.
yeah.
Those I think that the social issues got stronger because there was a lot of suicide.
Yeah, there was.
Um,
Yeah.
like a lot of talk on suicide.
Yeah.
So and that's how they were killing off all these characters too.
Yeah.
Um, so that was rough. I think that season started getting really dark really quick.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
loved Eli
when
though. Eli was my little
uh,
emo boy. I loved him.
Eli, I know, and then him being wanting to be a filmmaker, it like
Was the
connects
NYU
now.
too? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. No, I'm like, what are they doing now?
Yeah.
Are they still doing Degrassi? I think I saw a post just recently of all of them getting back together.
Really?
Doing like a little like signing thing. I don't know. Maybe it was like a celebration, like a year anniversary thing that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any last thoughts or inputs that you would like to put in the movie before we wrap it up?
Um, Great movie. If you, if those who are listening like Raw, I would suggest Fresh on Hulu. It's not exactly the same, but it has like a little bit of a similar vibe. When I watched that, it reminded me of it, and it has one of my favorite actresses. I don't know her name, but she was in Normal People, and I just fell in love with her in that. So I would recommend that movie. And yeah,
Oh, I'll watch it. I haven't watched Flesh. I've seen it on Hulu, but I haven't watched it. It's the one with the red movie title, right?
yeah, and like the hand or something like that on the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a look. Thank you for listening. This has been Film Spill, a movie night podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. All are at Film Spill Pod. Tell a friend about the podcast if you like, and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That will help other people find Film Spill too. Special thanks to Onyx Films for promoting us. You can check out Onyx's other projects at onyx-films.com. And Lana, would you like to plug in anything where we can follow you on social media and your projects?
Yeah, so my personal Instagram is Alana, but like it's spelled with like a Lana with like a U and then like 4 or 5 H's and then Lana. And then you can follow the Catching Up Animation at Catching Up Animation on Instagram.
Yeah, don't forget.
Until next time, don't cry over a spilled film. 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 Don't cry over a spilled film.